This video deals with the discriminant of quadratic equations. And the discriminant, as we know, hopefully, is b squared minus 4ac. So we have to find the discriminant for these three functions. Y equals x squared minus 8x plus 16 is the first one. So let's start with that. So we have y equals x squared minus 8x plus 16. We have a equals 1, b equals negative 8, and c equals 16. Now the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. So remember, put everything inside parentheses, so that's negative 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 16. Now negative 8 squared is going to be negative 8 times negative 8, that's positive 64. Minus 4 by 1 is negative 4, and negative 4 by 16 is minus 64. So that is equal to 0. Okay, so for this first equation, or first function, the discriminant is equal to 0, and therefore the graph of that function will have one solution. Okay, actually, let's change that a little bit. We'll come to the graph in a second. Therefore, the equation x squared minus 8x plus 16 will have exactly one real solution. And we can graph that function, and you'll see what it's like. So let's call it up, and it's x squared minus 8x plus 16. And if we do a zoom 6 on that, okay, we can see that it touches the graph at exactly one point, just here. Okay, that's the point at which it touches the graph, just here. Okay. Oops, what have we got? We've managed to copy it over there somehow. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but we can pull it over. And there we have it. Okay. Let's look at number 2. Okay. So we'll change pens, and b was the function f of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 15. Okay, so this time around we have a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, and c is equal to negative 15. The discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. So if we start filling that in, we're going to have 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 15. Now 2 squared will be 4. Negative 4 by 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 15 is positive 60. And that's equal to 64. Now that's a positive number. Okay, that's positive. What's important about this in the context of this question is that it's positive. So the discriminant is positive. We have a positive discriminant. And that means that the equation x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0 has two real solutions. We don't know what they are. Okay, we don't know what they are without going a little bit further or using factoring. We could use factoring in this case because the discriminant is a perfect square. It's always an indication that factoring will work. We could use the entire minus b formula rather than just the discriminant. The equation x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0 has two real solutions. I meant to write, sorry. And again, we don't know what those solutions are, but we can graph it. Okay, let's clear that one. And clear that, and we have x squared plus 2x minus 15. And let's do a zoom 6. And you can see that that's the entire graph. We'll use the zoom box here just to show you how to use zoom box. So hit zoom 3 to zoom out, and just after you hit zoom 3, just press the enter button. Okay. Now we want to zone and zoom in this section here. So what we can do is create a box. We hit zoom and 1, and what we'll do is we'll go over and up a little bit, and that will be one corner of our box. Hit enter, and then we're going to move across and down to the opposite corner, and you'll see the box start to be created here. And now we've got everything we want in there. Enter, and that's our graph. Now we're going to have a point here and a point there. Those are our two solutions, the two places where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it did copy it again. A double tap seems to copy it. I'm not sure exactly why, but it seems to have worked. So there you go. Learn something new every day. Okay, so the last one then. We're up to 6 minutes, I realize, in this video, but I'll try and finish this one off quickly. So let's see what C was. C was x squared plus 2x plus 6. Y equals x squared plus 2x plus 6. So this is the third of these problems. These are three distinct separate questions. This is the third of them. A is 1, B is 2, C is 6. So the discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Now you have to learn that. Okay, b squared minus 4ac is something you have to learn. Okay, if we start to fill that in, that'll be 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6. 2 squared is 4. Now negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Multiply that by 6, you get negative 24. So the discriminant in this case is negative 20. Now negative 20 is obviously a negative number. So in this case, the discriminant is negative. And what that tells you, and you need to know this, you need to know the conclusion. What we can do, what we can conclude from this, is that the equation x squared plus 2x plus 6 equals 0 has no real solutions. Right, when we draw the graph, we're going to find, hopefully, because all of math has collapsed if this doesn't work, but we're going to find that the graph never touches the x-axis at all. Never crosses it, never touches it. So let's graph it. Clear that one, that was the last one. Clear that graph, and this time it's going to be x squared plus 2x plus 6. And let's do a zoom 6 on that. Zoom 6 takes you back to your basic graph, and you can see that the graph comes down, but it never touches the x-axis, never gets close to the x-axis. So therefore, no, that didn't work. Let's see, and there we are. So it worked that time. And let me pull it over a little bit closer. There you go. Okay. Now this is typical. There are no real solutions. It doesn't cross the x-axis. If we look back up here quickly, this one crosses the x-axis at two places, so the equation had two real solutions. And this one just bounced off the x-axis. What we say is that the x-axis is a tangent to this curve. But don't worry about that, we'll come to that later. And in that case, where the graph bounces off the x-axis, doesn't cross over it, doesn't cross through it, what we say is the equation has one real solution. And I just need to make a change. I beg your pardon. X squared minus 8x plus 16 equals 0. I forgot to close that equation. Okay. Thank you for watching.